hear me?
Hear you. We can hear you. I can hear you very well.
Okay, did you hear what I said? I just need a brief recap from the last class, which was on Wednesday. Those things you were able to, pick from the class, those things you are still struggling with, etc. Just, let me know what you've been able to gather from the last class.
So I missed the last class. I wasn't fully present because I was in another meeting, so I can't really share any details.
All right. Um, anybody else?
Yes, I was in the last class.
All
Like I
right.
was 100% attentive. I was in the last class. So the last class we learned about how to use the Figma as a design tool. So we got to understand the whole Figma processes, the Fig Jam, the new how to create a new file on Figma, how to use the pen tool, the move tool, the slice tool, and how to work with typefaces, how to choose your typography on Figma. In some way, I'll just say we learned about the Figma as a design tool, as a workspace to design. So Mr. Adebayo went into details about every single thing and every single tools in Figma. It was quite, yeah, knowledgeable. Yeah, basically.
All right. Thank you. That was insightful. Just one more question before we, really move. Okay, one more question. One more question, please. Can you guys still hear me? Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. I can hear you perfectly well.
Okay. For the sake of those guys that were not around, let me just start again. TK, the recording. Have you dropped the recording? TK, are you there?
I'll drop it. I'll drop it after this class. I think I'll drop the two together.
Okay. Okay. So you can just go back to the recording, but for the sake because you've not actually seen it before, I won't go to the because TK went to the initial route how to install Figma, how to start a new file, all these things. So all these things are like basic things you can quickly grasp from the recording. But for now, I'm just going to tell you about the four major parts of Figma, and we are going to have some designs, and we're also going to have the principle of how some design should look like. I'm going to start with the web view today, and then we continue on the create components, moving to other things. So the first thing is this at the top. These things at the top. Um, every creation on Figma starts from here. Before you can start anything, the first place you would want to look at is this part here. And what are these parts for? This first part is just like your other applications where you have like your Microsoft Word, where it gives you the file, your the file, save as, that kind of thing. This is where you can create a new file, you can edit existing file, you can access your plugins and libraries, whatever. So this place you get to know it more as we proceed with our designing phase. This icon here is used to move and scale. While we start um designing, we use this. Now, the first place um, most designers come to is this frame and slice. Now, what is a frame? Every design you've seen out there are being made on a frame. A frame is like a parent box that holds all your design. So when you click on frame now, you see at this right side, you see um, several frames for several media queries, for several sizes. You can see phone. Under phones, you have all your phone size queries, all your phone size queries. You have iPhone, we even have Android. Yeah. We have tablets, we have desktop, we have presentation. This is for what's it for? For PowerPoint. Most times, anytime I have like a PowerPoint presentation, most people don't know. I use Figma. I just come here, create the frame, and then export it to Microsoft Word. So when we see the Microsoft Word presentation, they're like, "Ah, you're good with Power," and I'm like, "Yes, yes." Actually, I just use Figma. I just use the frame and then continue. This smartwatch or this Apple smartwatch. So you want to design something, on Apple smartwatch, and just to like clarify, product design for most of us that follow the Twitter space, product design is not always about the websites, and that's why you can see other frames here. It's not about just designing websites. You can I saw somebody designing an illustration on Figma. Was it not on LinkedIn? And I was like, wow, Figma is a powerful tool, a very powerful tool. This year is for creating shapes. Every shape is created with this shapes present here. Now this is the pen tool. I think Ike spoke about the pen tools and the pen tool in details in the last class. So just go watch the recording and you'll find this is what we use to create our text. So the moment you click on it and you come here, you can type anything and then you have it. This is where you can access your plugins. You can access your plugins here. This is like a shortcut. You can also access your plugins from here. Um, this is to move. I think it's to move. If we add something or to wave, I can't even remember. And the last one is comments. So Figma is a framework, is a tool where you can collaborate, the collaborative tool. Um, Now this on the right, the one on the left rather, where you have your layer and assets. What does the layer display? The layer displays everything that you've created as small as text. If you write a text here, it's going to display on your layer. You can see the text is here. So now you can decide to lock the text. That is, you don't want it to move. You don't want to edit it. The moment it is locked, it means don't move. Yes, even you can't move it. You can't click on it. You just see it there. Or you can remove the visibility. That is, you don't want to see it. It is still there, but it is not visible. So as it's like you made the visibility easy. For those of us familiar with HTML and CSS. Okay. Now this on the right, every the way you add color, change text, most times are on, on the right, not most times, yeah, always on the right. You can see under it, you have design, prototype, and inspect. So every design you make, every design you want to make, you can get them here. Now you can see it's just telling us the background color. That's because we don't have anything on Figma yet, so it's still, point black, nothing. So it's just like this. And then prototyping, when you want to create your interactive prototyping, when I click here, I want it to move here. When I do this, you do them here. And then the inspect is for developers. For those of us that are developers, you can just what's a product designer will send to you most times is the prototype version. So from the prototype version, you can inspect. You can see it's telling us, it's giving us a line of code here. That is our background color is this. So you can just come here, look at code. Most times they are not always accurate, but sometimes they might just save the day. So now let's start. The first thing I want to do is I want to create a web page. How does the web page look like? And now I've noticed something. Most people when they are designing, they don't know what they are designing. They just want to design. It's time to design, and most times it's better to know the principles of what to do. You understand? The principle is just to guide you. It's not restricting your creativity level. It's not it's not allowing you to not think out of the box. It's just pointing you to how things should look. It is like sometimes when you see a button, when you see a regular button, and then you see another button with a lot of gradients and all, and you see other designers tell critic that okay, that button should just be one color because I mean these are things that people have gotten used to. now changing it might, it now depends on how you take it. It depends on the product you're building. Depends on, but most times your button should just be, one color. You shouldn't have like a combination of three colors on one button because design wise it does not make sense. It does not mean you cannot break the rule. They are just guidelines that should, you know, guide you on how to design. Now, when you are designing a website, sorry, yes, a web page, there are some things you should know that you are designing. There are some concepts you should follow. Now, the first concept is why designing a web page. The first thing you need is an header. Uh, the first thing you need is an header. Now, most people ask, what is an header? Now, because some people do not know what an header is, I feel like this is what happens. Most times, you see people do a lot of redesign, especially in their early career of, you know, they do a lot of redesigning that when they now actually get to the point of, okay, you design this, who did the creative behind this, they don't know what to do because all their life is done redesigning. Now they've not grasped the concept of, okay, what should I have to, what are these things that are necessary that I should have? Okay, now that you know those things, it is now easy for your design thinking should now flow. Okay, the first thing I want to do is the header. So even before you go on Figma, there is this thing that says your best design tool is your mind, meaning that before I, as a person, open Figma, what I want to design is already in my head because I'm already like, okay, this is the brand, okay, this is what they're about, what should the header look like, okay, how should I position the logo? I feel like the logo should be this size. I have made those things up in my head. So when I'm coming to Figma, I'm just coming to look at, I'm visualizing what is on my head. Yes, it is easier that way. Your design thinking will flow easier that way if you have these guidelines already. Not that you're not going to other designs first and like, okay, I think okay, this should be a logo and this and that. Okay, let me now do my own. You understand? You already know that it's an header. Yes, the first thing I want to have is an header. What does an header contain? The header contains the logo and the nav. If you would search on any website, any available website, let me see if we can just, if I can quickly do that. Just check any website randomly. The first thing you see, the first thing you are meant to see is the logo and the navigation through that website. That is it. That is the header. So if you don't have, the primary knowledge of what the header is saying, you don't even know where to start. Yes. So let's quickly do that. Let me currently presenting just that tab. Let me start my presentation so we can have a full practical class and we can see everything I'm talking about. Please confirm you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Let's go. Give me one popular website. Just one popular website you guys have seen last time. One popular website. Okay, let me just use the ones that you see more often. Okay, this is a website called SubDL. Now, the first thing you see is this. Now, this is the header. Now, this is the style of header. The first thing you're seeing here is the logo, and then you're having the navigation through the website. What are the importance of the navigation? Navigation helps you to find your way, in the website. There are some websites that are of like 40 pages, some are of like 5 pages. Whatever you want to find, you find them here on the navigation. This is what helps you to navigate from the name. Let's see another one. Vimya. Yes, okay, same thing. The first thing you see here is the logo. All these ones are just ads. So let's start from here. First thing you see here is the header, which consists of the logo, the search tab. Now you will notice that every navigation is different depending on the project you're using. Understand? Jumia is an e-commerce website where they sell a lot of things. So it is quite reasonable to have a search bar. So you don't get to be looking at all these categories. There are lots. You can just search for what you want. You get that is the point of navigation. So we know that. Let's continue. The next thing you need to have on your landing page of a website is a banner. Now, what is a banner? The banner is something really illustrative that gives people an idea of what the site is about. The first contact of information you get from the website is from the banner. You get it from the banner. Now, every information on the banner should tell you everything about the app. So your banner should be as short, concise as possible and beautiful, because what will allow people to continue, to want to see more from your website is your banner, because that's the first encounter aside from the other. So your banner should be really beautiful, and then it gives people the information they need. So even if you're just hearing from junior, and then you are seeing now this banner is from this section, this whole place down, this place down. You already know they are selling here. You can already see the shop now. Now this is a carousel. They are making the pictures move. Now that is a banner. There are a lot of designs for banners. Yes, your most captivating the most captivating thing must be on your banner. It is the one that would attract them. So now in your age, you should know that after I am done with the logo, I am done with the nav. The next now to do is the banner. Now, what should the banner entail? The banner should entail text that allow the users to know what this website is about, what this um, problem I am about to solve is, you get, and it gives a beautiful illustration that allows the users to you get. That is what the banner is about. The next thing you want to have is your body. Now, your body now gives every details. Now, the body, according to some websites, are different. More some websites have more body than some because of the content they are about to give out. So now your body now contains every other content the person would need to like continue on the website, that kind of thing. So the body is now where you have your cards, where you have your um, different sections, your so this is the um, latest buying. This is the okay. I think we are on doing okay. This is the flash here. We have top selling. We have you get all of those. That is where your body comes in. Your body is now the original content of the website. And the last thing you have is your footer. Now, what's the footer? The footer is just is a summary of everything you have on the website, basically, and it gives links to the social accounts, the Gmail, the support thing, blah blah blah. So it is always at the ending now. This is Gmail's footer. Yes, it gives you nav to other things. Yes, and most likely you always see the media pages there where you can access them. It's just like a summary kind of. Those of us that did most of us that did English during secondary school, you can still remember the secondary school days. This part they give you a comprehension now, so you have to summarize everything. So basically, that's what the the footer is about. And most times, the footer always have the logo of the company. Your footer should always have this. Now, how do I distinguish between a real design and a fake design? Now, mind you, real design and fake design are two different things. They are broadly different. Now, when an employer is seeking to employ you and they look at your design, if your designs are basically fake designs, they won't they won't see you as competent enough because you're not portraying what you need to have to solve their problem. You understand? You are not putting you have what it takes to now be the solution to the problem they want. Because basically what you have are things that I've seen some designs, the text in it, people just write whatever. I've seen some designs, they don't follow these guidelines. They don't see the header banner. They just okay, most times you see the header and the banner. The way they portray the body, the way the footer is, you will know that yes, this person does not know these guidelines. And then you see the interface really beautiful because it's a design. If you now those of you that are really familiar with using design stuff, there's this book I read one time on real design and fake design. And then apparently that's what people who are hiring look out for. You want to see if this person is doing a real design and a fake design. I was very lucky I got to know this thing very early at the time I started my career. And aside from about three redesigns I did, every other thing I was doing was real designs that solves real life problems, which gave me that awareness and to some point has been a really big benefit for me. So when you want to start off, don't start off with a quick design. Okay, let me build what's it called an e-commerce app, but you don't know what e-commerce should have. You don't follow the guidelines. Just create a new, I mean, a beautiful interface. Um, and when people are seeing, it, you're like, wow, 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 and then those people that you actually the reason you are showing it out is really to portray that you have these skills, and people who are to acknowledge that okay, this person has the skills and possibly give you opportunities. I see it as just nice interface. Everything is nice about it. It don't speak well. Yeah, so I just you need to just get these things straight. They are very easy. They are things that you come by. You will see them in many websites. You see them on many websites, and all the websites follow just this particular um you know this particular stuff. So for now, for our early stage, I think what we'll be doing is basically be designing. What does the designing help you to do? It helps you to practice more on your UI skills. It gives you the ability to get used to Figma. So you are seeing a design and your head is already calculating how was this done. Yes, immediately I see design, my head, in fact, it now comes so naturally. I don't even, I don't stress. The moment I just say design, my head is already doing all the designing. Like, okay, this is you have this shape, you have this, you have this, you have that, the shadow, this and that and that. You know, that's what the designing helps you to do. It helps you, get familiar with details. So now we're just going to create basically a quick design for now. Necessarily quick design. Just get you used to the Figma. How can I use Figma, and all. So by the time you've gotten used to Figma, I'll just advise you follow these guidelines and then make sure your designs are real designs. Yeah, real life designs are actually top. I've seen some of you guys do some really, nice real designs. I've seen Esther's put up design and like that's right. Just continue that way. Let's just add that pattern in this class. Don't let us, start making up fictional designs that don't solve anything. It looks fine, but this is not solving anything. It's just there. Even if it's as small as I just redesigned this particular page because this is what I want, this is what I want, and this is how to make it better. I just want one thing. It's better than having, 4, 5 frames of good design. All you should just get is nice, wow, nice. So you can use it now. Can you teach me? That's all. That's all. It's teach other than that. All right. So now we already know the first thing we want to do is the header of the test, as we've all known. Now, in creating the header, we need the shape. Now let me just take it to other websites so that you can start designing these stuff in your head before we even move to Figma. So it doesn't look like I'm reading it. Now you can see that there is this white background there on junior stage, and then we have the logo, then we have the line. That should tell you that while you're on Figma, the first thing you want to create is a rectangle shape you get that will differentiate this particular place where the logo and everything would be on. You understand the remaining um um from the remaining frame. So where do you create shape on this side? And then we have the rectangle. So you draw how you can use your left click, you press it down, both press, and then use your mouse to control. That's one way. You can also just go there, click on it, and just come here and click. Yes, it just brings out that rectangle for you. So you're now able to move it to where you want and then adjust the size. So whatever works for you, there is no um tasks or stone method. There are also shortcuts for it. I think it is under here. This help and resources. You see keyboard shortcut. I've seen this guy that m- most times is on his keyboard while designing, not on mouse. Me, I'm the mouse person. He just shortcut. That's very nice. Not me do. So whatever works for you, there is no this is how you should do it. And that's how it is designed. You are in control. You get so these ones are just guidelines to help you, make a better design. So we have this, right? Now the next thing I want to have is the logo. Now there is this plugin called brand fetch. I hope you guys know what plugins are. Do you guys get what plugins there from the last class? Are you guys listening? I think Chiki explained it. He explained that as an hub where other things are connected to. Yes, 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 sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah, like it's like an extension. So now there is this extension where you can get logos from like real life logos. So it's called brand fetch. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Give it a minute. So yeah, you just search whatever brand you want to work on. So let's use WhatsApp. So you can see the logo, you can see the symbol, you can see the icon. You can see that they are different depends on the one you want to use. Now you can see the color from one side. One side really you know helps. You can see the color you want to use, and I think Josiah already took us colors, and he I think you already have resources to where you can get colors and all their shades. This color is this color, but that's shades of this color, which you most likely use. So these are the color WhatsApp use. So when you are doing stuff like this, um, you really get the brand identity, especially when you are trying to, innovate a particular brand. And I said, remember the time I was saying, so when you're innovating an app, an existing app, maybe you are bringing a new feature, you want to make sure you are using their design system. So one plugin that can really help you use their design system is Brandfetch. It also tells you the font to use. You don't go about using other fonts and then instead of bringing an innovation, you end up shooting them off. And then we have a banner here, which is exactly I already explained what a banner is. That means this is the pattern they use for the banner. You check some websites, they use patterns. Um, I think Garden Academy uses it. Yes. So when you visit that and rent them, you see that pattern, you see something just at the background, like book, this kind of thing. So this is the pattern and for hello? Is someone speaking?
So sorry, we can't hear you. Your voice is muffled.
Wow, can you hear me? Is it better now? Is it better now? Hello?
Yes, it's a bit clear now, but for the past 3 to 4 minutes, it's not.
Wow, sorry about that. The moment you can't hear me, just like on mute so I would know. You get. I hope you can hear me better now.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, thank you. Okay, so now this is where you get most of these things from without having to go to Chrome and then searching WhatsApp logo, importing it. You can just get everything here. So now let's use this logo. Let's use this. Now before you can, okay, so we have it here. So this is WhatsApp logo. You can see we already have a logo. Now, one thing I do while designing is I make sure I have all my colors set before I even start. That's one thing I really because once I'm on Figma, I don't like moving out of it, going out, coming back in, moving out, going back in. So what I do is I create these boxes. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to work on WhatsApp. Right? I have these boxes. Please, if you don't know why I did anything at all, please let me know. You know I duplicated it. Guys, please, I want you to just unmute your mic. So I want it to be an interactive class because this is most things I'll be doing. You might not get it. So I need to know you don't know it so I can go back and then put it properly. Please, you guys should just unmute your mic. So we can flow together. Especially for those people that are just getting to use Figma for the first time. Please always keep your mic unmuted and then speak so I can you know, really take you how to do all these steps. Hope you guys get that.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we
Yeah, we
do.
do.
All right. Now, one thing I do now, this is it does not mean you should do this, but it has really worked for me. I hope you know how I created the shape, guys. You know how I created the shape.
Okay. I think you're asking how we created the shape, but your voice is very, very down. I don't know if you're far from your mic or something. It's very low. It's hard to, comprehend what you're saying.
Wow. Um, let me try
But
this
you
again.
use the rectangle to create the shape you're on now.
Yes. Okay. Can you hear me better now?
Yes, it's better now.
Yeah. I think it's because I'm connected to. Um, I think it's better now. All right. I hope you know I created the shape, right? Yes. Everybody knows how I can just come here. Every shape you want to create are generated from here. Now, in case you don't know, you can also you know manipulate this shape. Now, when you click on this shape once, you see these four dots coming up, right? Now, when you click on it, it gives you a label of radius. What this does is it's the sharpness of the rectangle. It's like it shaping it, it gives it a border radius. You get it makes it like circular from the word radius. You get so that is one way to go about it. Another way to go about it is let's return it. Is when you click on it here. Now you remember I said any designing you want to do is at this right side here, right? Now I'll explain all of this. All of this here has to do with alignment. So if you've been having troubles in aligning, you want to know this. Now, this X and Y is the position of this box on the entire Figma stuff. So you get where this thing is positioned from our normal mathematics, X and Y. It's telling us the direction. So the moment you move it, let's say 0, you won't see it there again. It has moved it somewhere else. So that is what the X and Y does. The moment you are moving it out, you see that the numbers are changing. Now, this W here signifies the width. I guess there are sometimes you just want to, do like this, but there are sometimes you want it to be specific. Let's say you want to get half of this page. What I want is, let me change this color so it doesn't get confusing. I hope you guys are hearing me clearly. Are you guys
Yeah, we
hearing?
can hear you. We can hear you. You know what happens to your voices when you want to ask if you can hear you, your voice comes up a bit, but when you're done, you go back to the low version of your voice. So probably
Um,
the tone with which you ask if you can hear you, just keep talking with that. Thank you.
Oh, all right. Let me increase my volume more. How about now? Because you guys are my users, and I would not do if you guys do not get anything. Then I have failed as a product designer. All right, can you guys hear me now?
We can hear you. I can
All
hear
right,
you actually.
all right. Guys, can you hear me? I just want to hear from somebody else.
Yes, I can hear you now.
I
All
can
right.
hear you very well.
Let me continue with um this speech. Okay. For those of us now, there are two ways you can learn right now. Is that you have your Figma opened by the side, or you just listen attentively, and then when you get the recording, you whichever way. Anytime you shall need me to go back, because there are sometimes you need me to go back, let me know immediately. You get, so that way I can just carry everybody along. Just carry everybody along. Now I was talking about the width and the height. Now I say you can always change from here. 90, you see it changes. 80, the size changes immediately. Now I say you can, another way you can do it is to just do this, increase it, decrease it. Now there sometimes you might want to use this particular width and height. And I was trying to make an example. If you are in a situation where you want um this place, this particular box, this brown box should be half of the initial frame. How do you do that? Look at the initial frame. What's the width? This, right? Copy it. You can copy it from here. Have it on the ground. This is, you can see it's covering everything. Now what you want is half of it. So you can also come here and say divided by just the slash two, which is half. Okay, what do we do? Sorry.
Sorry, sir. Please, can you come again? I didn't get what you did.
All right, let me start again. Now we created this box here. I was talking of what I'm talking about basically is how to resize your shape. Are you getting me? You can either do the manual resizing, something like this. This affects the height, this affects the width. Are you getting me? And this particular one. Now, when you come to this side or any side and you press shift down, what you are doing is you are increasing the width and the height uniformly. So if you are saying if one is added to the width, add one to the height. Are you getting me? So when you come here and you press shift, your key is on shift, you realize that you can see it's increasing uniformly. But without the shift, what you are just doing is you are increasing it, you are increasing only the width or you are increasing only the height. Do we get that?
Yeah, I do.
All right. I'll be needing feedback from you guys now. All right. That is how you resize your shapes. I also spoke about the radius. The moment you click just once on your created box, you see these four dots coming out. We also use other shapes, you get, so we can, see how other shapes to work. Now, the moment you move this, what it does is it affects the radius. That sharp corner, it is adding a kind of circle to it. You understand? To make it now, radius from the name radius is the sharpness is reducing the sharpness. You can see this particular place is pointed. Now, how do you do that? You can just click here. You can see that dot, reduce it like this, and it reduces uniformly. This one is 47. Everything is 47. You get, it's not like you have to do this one, do that one, do one, and it affects all. You get, another way you can do that is come here and write 8. You can see it has done it too. It has reduced it everything to uniformly. the sharpness. Let's take it back to zero so you can see clearly. Now you see the sharpness is gone. That means it's back rather because the radius is zero. Now let's click on it again. You can just have 60, and there you go. Are you guys getting me? Are you guys following?
Yeah.
Yes,
So
I
please,
am.
sir, please, I want to ask, um, the the box where you select it, where you click on it, those two doors, does it come out when you have something in the box too? Like in case maybe you have if something in the box and you be like you want to change the shape of the box, can you still do it with the dot, or do you not have to go to do it manually, like
Yes,
typing the
you can
numbers to do it?
you can also okay. You mean when something like text are on the box?
Yes, yes, something like that.
Can you see this box now? You can see we have the header, banner, body, footer on it, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you are clicking on the box, like if it's this box you are clicking on, it will always be there. I get me. You
Okay.
can see the radius.
Yeah.
But if you click the text inside the box, now what I'm clicking on is banner. That thing won't come up because now look at your layer. Now, your layer basically is telling you what you are clicking on what you have. Remember, I said that. Now, if I'm clicking on banner, my layer is telling me I'm clicking on banner. On the design, I'm only allowed to edit banner. Are you getting me? I'm only allowed to edit the text banner. Now, when I click on this box itself, now you can see rectangle too. Now, when you are working, it is best you rename. I get me, so you can easily pick instead of imagine we have like 100 frames, 100 artboards here, and then what I want to attack is the what's it called, the checkout section. If I haven't named it, and none of them is rectangle two, rectangle three, that means I have to scan all the artboards and see which one is now the checkout frame. You get, but if now if it is renamed here, I can just easily come here. You see, the moment I click here and it alights it highlights it from this part. You can see that the box is highlighted. Now, when you over on the box, those dots will come out because you are now telling Figma you want to design the box.
Voice is going on.
Um, what do you say?
Your voice was going off a while ago.
Wow, is it back now? Do you get what I said?
I didn't.
Okay, let me recap. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right. Our question was if we have something else in the box. Now let me just draw a shape. Now this is a circle, right? Not a perfect one, but usable. Now, our question is if we have something else in the box, right? Something like this, and what we want to do is um, design the radius of this box. She asks that if we click on the box, will we be able to like do it, or will we have to remove everything and then have only the box and then do it again, then now bring everything back inside it? That was our question. Do you get the question? Do you get the question?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, what I said was, yes, you can do it that way. Now, we have the box in it, right? We have the circle in the box, right? We have all the text in this box. Now, remember I told you that on this left side, we have the layer and the assets. What the layer does is everything you have on this particular Figma file will be displayed here on the layer, right? Your asset is when you now create components. That's where you now have your components on the assets. We'll be taking that class, not today, but you soon get familiar with assets now. To the layer part. Now, I said if she clicks on another item inside the rectangle, which is what she wants to edit, she won't be able to edit the rectangle because now when I click on this circle here, right? What Figma is bringing me is how to design just this circle. I get to me. But what she wants to design is this box. So I was like, when you click on this box, then yes, you can edit the box. I mean, yeah, you can edit the box, reduce the radius, increase the radius. Either do it this way, or you come here and do it this way. Regardless, you can edit the box. Another way you can do it, because there are sometimes you will have a lot of things inside one, and then most of them are probably framed together. Just come here, rename the box to something you remember. I get me. Let's call this box. So in case it is the box you want to you want to edit, and all these are inside the box, and you don't want to start, because there are sometimes you want to click, 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 click. Don't worry, you get there. You get there. So what you need to do is just click on this box, then those four dots will come up, and you can easily design it. So do you get that?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, you're welcome. All right, moving forward. So that is that. So you can always edit, regardless of what is inside, regardless of if it is even grouped. Do you know what a group is? Okay, you get there. Even if it is grouped, you can still design just that one item you want to design from a grouped members of item. You get that. So that's that. So I was talking about the what's it called? The width and the height. And I was like, you can either do it here manually, or you can just come here and then increase it to however you wish to increase it. I was also saying something. As I said, yes, there are sometimes you want to get precise. Most people don't know that design is calculation. There are sometimes you have to calculate when it comes to design, because you want to get something actually, that number, so it looks that way you want it to look. Now there are times you might want to, what's it called? Now what I want to do here is I want this brown box. Now you can see it is under MacBook Pro 16. Now this MacBook Pro 16, you can also rename it. I get me. So if this is your landing page, you can just call it landing page. There are two ways to rename it. One is click on the frame. Now it only works for frame. Now you can see this box does not have anything on it because we've not framed it. Now click on this way. You click on it twice. You can see this MacBook here. I hope you can see. You click on it twice, and then you write whatever you want to write. That's one way to editing it. So you can see it is now land, right? Now the other way is to come to your layer. This is it here. Double click to you can now edit to. I hope you get that. Do we all get that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do personally. Yeah. That's what-
All right. All right. Moving forward. Um so you can always, change those things. It just makes it easy when you are finding some things. Now what I was saying is, now this box, you want this box to be half of landing page, right? Now you can always do the height. You can always just Figma has this ruler thing that lets you know when it is on point. Now look at as I'm moving it. The moment it switches that angle, it gives this red. You can see this red. There's this red cancel stuff here. If you pay attention, so that's to tell you that yes, we are now on the same line. You get, that's what that does. So that really it helps a lot. So instead of trying to now calculate the height and everything, you can just do this same height, right? Now what I have done is I have made this width the same width as our landing page. But what I want is I want this box to be half of the landing page. So you just come to this width here, right? You can do divided. Yeah, you divided the slash, the question mark. Instead of pressing shift question mark, just press it alone. Divided by two. You guys get that? Do you get that?
Yes, yes, sir. We did.
All right. That helps you, You can do all your calculations here. You can do a lot of calculations here. Okay, what I want is twice as big. You can just come here. Times is asterisk times 2. You get. So if you want precise, calculation or some things, you might want to use your calculations, and the best way you can use it is in this section. So you get. Now this one is like acute, what's it called, degree. This initially we had it like this. We had this box like this. Now if you want to tilt it, there is a way you can tilt the degree. Now is that you click on this box once. When you click on it once, and then your mouse is not in it, it's like outside it. You see that the shape changes from this precise shape to like move. Now the moment you just left click and then you use your mouse, you see that the box moves its position. I get me. But now, if you want to be precise, okay, I want it, just tilted 90 degrees. Let's change this to zero, right? Just 90 degrees, and you don't want to be, doing your guesswork. Okay, is it 90? You're not looking at it. 14, 17, 19. You can just come here and just write 90. Saves you a lot of time, right? Okay, I want it 50. Just come here. Saves you a lot of time. You get that sometimes you want to get that angle. Like, I want it to be, like this. Get so that is how you can manipulate that, or you can also do it manually like this. I guess it. Now, if you want to move it evenly too, um, let's say this thing happens to a lot of people. Let's say okay, you have um this box here. What you want to do is you want to change the position. You want it to maintain. Okay, now this box, we want to put it in the middle of landing page, right? Now one way to do it, I told you this one's off. This place, these are the places I skipped before. Helps with alignment, right? Now this box is just a box, right? But this is a frame, right? The only time you are permitted to use these ones is if you are trying to align something within a frame. Are you getting me? You understand now? Chill. Now you see this box, right? If I bring this circle inside this box, you see that this alignment stuff did not come up. It's because this box is just a box. The circle is just a circle. It is not a frame and it is not grouped. Like I said, you get to know more about frame, you get to know more about group. So let's continue. I just want you to know that so that when you are designing on your own and the thing did not pop out, you're not like, how is it doing it? Is it doing magic? I had that issue. I had that issue so many times. Anytime, after the class and then I see people do some designs and I want to do it and anything is not popping up. I'm just like, the world is against me. I don't know. Is it my Figma or it's just, some little minor things? I just want to avoid that for you. Now, when I bring this box inside here, I want this box to be in the exact middle of landing page, right? So this here aligns it to the left, as you can see, align left. It takes it to the extreme left. This here aligns it horizontally to the center. That is on this straight line horizontally. It keeps it in the middle, right? Now, this to the right, right? This top, this vertically centered, right? And this bottom. Now, let's say I want to put it in the exact center. I want it to be horizontally centered and vertically centered. So what I just do is press here and press here, and I have it in the center. You can see now. Without when you look at it, let's remove this. This might confuse you. This you see that it is actually in the center, the view center. You get now. There's the other ways to do this too. The other ways to do this. You can also. Can you guys hear me? Let me just be checking in after every 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Can
I
you
can
guys hear
hear
me?
you loud and clear.
All right, nice. Now, let's say you want to put this in the middle like we just did, and you don't want to use these tools. What you can do is now this box is inside this white landing page, right? Just press Alt down, go outside the box, move your cursor outside the box, and press down Alt. Are you getting me? You see all these numbers, right? So what you need to do is just balance the numbers. You can see this is 500 something there, but this takes time. Yes, so we can just you can see even these rulers are popping up. Now, see what I did there was what I did was I was moving it. I was trying to like get the middle from my head. You see one red line pop up. That's to tell you that you are vertically on the line. It is vertically, I mean, horizontally centered. I mean, it is horizontally like this up place and this down place are even. That's what it is telling you. And then the middle one is telling you it's vertically and horizontal. So now when you press Alt, you can see 4549 at the right. Is that right or left? At the left, and you can see at the right 549.23. You can see it in a way it is in the center. What you can now do is now this is where your width and height also comes to play. Now you can see that it is not really even. That means you need to reduce this brown box, in such a way that, or you increase this landing page in such a way that this one has a 0.23 to it, or you remove the 0.23. So what you can do is, from you can see that this is the width, not the height. So from the width, you can just go and remove the 0.23. I think it's just confirm again. 0.23 here. So you come here to the width and you say minus 0.23, right? Now let's see. Uh, Sorry for wait, so don't come in, or we can just do it manually first. All right. Okay, we still have the 0.5. It is width, right? Uh, minus 0.5. So you can see this is where your calculation comes in. This is where you now sit down and actually calculate this thing, so you don't make any mistake. I don't know what's happening. Okay, yes, now we have it. Now you can see it is 582, even. You get. So that's how you centralize your things. The box you might have created might not be even. Now the reason why that box was not even initially was because when we came here and we clicked on the box, right? When we were enlarging it, we were doing like this, right? Now, when you do like this, it just attacks only the height, leaves the width and not the height. So the best way, if you want something that is really, really even, especially for your circles, is the moment you click on the shape. Now, when you want to draw it, just press Shift down, right, and then draw. It gives you a perfect circle, right? It gives you a perfect any shape you are creating. A rectangle, it gives you a perfect rectangle, which is going to help you now, like eradicate all these kind of problems. Yes. So now we can just now we have three. Let me just do it like this. This is faster. Now when I press my alt, you can see it is the number you get. We've eradicated the points you get. So for me, you just know you need to reduce one or add one to this height to make it even on this landing page box. I hope you all got that. Did you get that? Someone has this up. Please go on.
Yeah, please, those numbers, like I didn't get how you got them more.
Which numbers?
I mean,
This one,
those red numbers there.
the width and the
Uh,
height here.
yes.
Okay, these numbers they indicate the size of whatever shape you are working with. Are you getting me?
No, no,
Now,
no, it's not those one. I mean the as in how well you set your I was let me say align how your object is aligned with the frame.
okay, why using these numbers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's have another example. I think this one says is not really aligned. So now what I did here was, as this box is inside this frame, what I did, I wanted to align it horizontally to the center and vertically to the center. Now, when you over this, you see the right, it brings it out. You get. So while you are using this, it's best you just let it label it by itself, so you know what you're doing. You get. So now let's say we do this, and then we do this. So what that is telling me that steps it to the horizontal center and vertical centers, how it could, it could possibly be depending on the shape. Now look at this. We have, oh, this is perfect. Okay, let me just, oh, oh, stay perfect. Okay, right. Okay, now, stay perfect. So for TV.
Sorry, sir. What I'm asking is those numbers that pop ahead, these numbers that come out, like what do you press to bring them out?
Is that what
That's
you're
what I'm
asking? Oh, sorry. It's
yeah.
alt. I think I said it. Alt. Your alt key. Um, TK. So if there is a MacBook, is it still alt? There is this name for it. Is it not command? Is it command? TK, are you there? How many of you guys are using MacBook? I think it's okay. The key when you're moving to the left, the key, is it to the left or to the right? Yeah, to the left. The key immediately after the space bar to the left. Even if you're using MacBook, Alt. The moment you press Alt down, it brings these numbers out. Do you get that now?
Yeah, I use Windows. I don't use MacBook.
Okay, use Windows. Okay. Now, when you press Alt on Windows too, it comes out. Now, it only come out if your mouse is not on the box you want to align. Now, if my mouse, this cursor is on the box, nothing is because there is nothing inside this box. Now, when you move it out, you are aligning it to this landing page. You understand? It only makes sense when it is outside and then the lines comes out. Do you get that?
Yeah, I do. Thank you.
All right. Let's continue. Now, um, the next thing you can see here is layer. Layer is for this layer you can do a lot of things. How do you want it to, display? That is what the layer is. Do you want it to? You can see the normal pass through. That is, you are letting light pass. I mean, yeah, I think you can allow light pass through it. That's why when you reduce this, let's see, let's see, can you see this? It makes it a kind of transparent because it is under the pass through stuff. So you're allowing light to pass through it with 50. So if it is 100, then no light is passing through it. Then the color is, you know, the the color is authentic. You get. So now if we have, let's see, let's put this logo and let's put this shape. Oh, it is wait, okay, okay, let's use that. This one is a frame as well. Now you can see this circle, right? And you can see this box, right? Now the box has covered this circle. Now when you go under the layer, the default layer is pass through. That is, light can pass through it. But when it is 100%, no light is currently passing through it. I get me. Now when you reduce it, let's say, where is it? 50. You can see it has allowed light pass through it, and that's why it appears transparent. Now most people do this for creating the shades for their design. What you are doing is not changing the color. You can see the color is still the same. This is it, E9. The color is not changing. But what you just did is you allowed light pass through it. You guys, so you've not actually created a shade for that color. What you just did is you made it transparent. So that's what the pass through is about. We have multiple options there. If you just simply want it to be transparent, I think there should be transparent here or something. Okay, not here. We don't have it here. Okay, overlay. That's the word. I don't even know why you did that. So just as you design more, you know how to play with this. You can see the hue. the side I was talking about, the saturation was talking about. This basically has to do with how the how the color of the shape reacts basically. You can always leave it at normal, or most times it's always as pass through. You get so when you now want to still increase the transparency, you can come here the fill. You want to reduce transparency, you can also do that using the fill. It gives you the same result. You get that's that about that section. What's next? What's next? What's next? So we have stroke, right? What is stroke? Stroke is the um outline you see you see to a shape. You can see this box currently does not have an outline. Does not have an outline. So when you come here and you click on stroke, you see something will happen. The default color is black. Now you see that the shape is quite different from how it was initially. There is this black outline to it. For those some people call it outline, Figma call it stroke. You get so now you can change the color from here, um, whatever color you want. Let's see red. Let's see you have the outline there. You can increase the thickness. This is it. Now, is either you just come to this box and you write it, right? Or you just now you can see when you over on this three line, it gives you this control stuff. So you can right click, move it to the right, it increases, or move it to the left, it decreases, whatever you want. Now you can also control where the stroke is. Now you can see that the stroke is inside the box, right? That's why it is telling you inside here. Now let's put it outside and see how it looks. You can see that this is now the box. This is where the box is. You can see this red line is now outside, right? Initially it was inside it. Now you can also put it in the center. So half is inside, half is outside, that kind of thing. You can see the box. You can see that those blue lines, those four corner blue lines, they are now like in the middle. You get so that is on stroke. The next one is effects. Now what does effect do? You see the work of effects soon. Yeah. All right. Let's remove the stroke. Now, if you want to remove something, especially from this design, you see this minus, you are telling it to cancel. I get me. But you see this eyes icon, you are telling it to hide its visibility. When you click on it, you see it's not there, but the design is still there. So if it is a design you are still going to use, right? You can just hide the visibility or a design you're not sure about. So you want to ask more people. So when people now say use it, you don't want to now start designing it again. You can just hide the visibility, right? You can hide the visibility, and then when you are ready for it, you just open it and then it comes back. Or if you know you are certain you don't want to use it anymore, um, you can. Why did this thing jump now? I was about to. You can just open the feasibility. So just like open eyes, close eyes, that kind of thing. Now, there are sometimes you want to your stroke, you want it to be specific to just one side, right? You just want it to be on the top. So you can control it with this something like this circle, right? So you can see top, so it's only on the top. You can see bottom, it's only at the bottom. You can see left, only at the left, and you can see right, only at the right. You can also customize by yourself how you want it to be. So now this is top right, bottom left. So yes, let me see. I think that's how you think works. So you can just play. Okay, this is not top right. So this is left, top, right. So wherever, for me, you can just customize. You get to know the one is working with. Okay, this is left, right, and then left top is to the right. So yes, and this is bottom. You see. You get so um you can customize your stroke yourself how you want it to be. You get so that's about that. The other thing is now you can see this um the style for this stroke is solid. That is the red is solid. Now you can change it to dash. I think we have dash. We have dash. So it has those break lines, that kind of thing. Now that is the dash. This is the gap between the dash. You can just when you come here, you see a lot to play with. You see a lot to play with. You see a lot of designs to you know get your hand used to, and then you might just end up from something very minute. That's something about design. From something very minute, you can just come up with something really beautiful. And you'll be like, wow! And all you did was stroke. So just go there, play with the stroke, play with the stroke a lot. You would. It's a very nice um feel to give to your cards when you are designing cards. So that's that about stroke. Let's move to effect. Now, what is effect? Effect is basically how you want the shadow to be like. I think there is this drop down now. Now for the effect, the moment you press this is how it is initially when you have the shape plate. And when you click on to create an effect, click on the plus. What it brings down by default is drop shadow. Can you see any change? Do you notice any change? This is how it was before. Let me remove it. Can you see the way it is now? This is initial state. Now, I'm adding an effect of drop shadow. Now it has the first value that comes with it, but we'll get to that. Do you see a change? Do anybody notice a change? Please just unmute and speak. You guys notice a change? Hello, guys, are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you very well.
Did you notice a change from
Yeah,
the drop?
there was a change, background change.
I
There's
see
all
that.
right. There's a change there.
Yeah, it gives it this it casts a shadow to it. Now you can always play with the direction of the shadow. Now X and Y, as you know, is direction. X horizontal, Y vertical. You can also play with the direction where you want it to be. Yes, let's keep it nice here, sit on the right. So that is how this works. You can play with the direction of it. You get that's for the direction. You can play with the level of blur. You can see this thing is not this shape. The shadow it is casting is not as thick as the initial one. You get. So if you remove it to zero, you can see that they're almost like the same. So if you want to control the blur, it's better you use, depends on what you're designing though. Depends on what you're designing. Sometimes it's better to use less blurs than just to. You can see that it has blurred it out. It's now like shapeless in a way, that kind of thing. So wherever you now spread is how do you want to like when something is casting a shadow, the spread will determine how big kind of it looks. Now when we increase the spread, you can see it's like big, even bigger than the initial stuff itself. Or you can just reduce the spread you get. So this is like just controlling how the stuff moves. Now this is the color at which this is the color it is casting out. Now it is kind of gray. Now let's move it to another color. Red. You can see it is casting a red background shadow to it. You see that? And then the this 25 you are seeing here is the transparency. You get now if you make it 100, you see it to be solid, right? Now it's better to just keep it dumb it down since it's a shadow. It shouldn't be loud, that kind of thing. So you get that. So that is that about drop down shadow. Now that's the initial that's the default um shadow it brings out when you're working on effects. Now if you click on this drop down, you will see inner shadow, you will see layer blur, you see background blur. I'm just going to be taking inner shadow for now. Layer blur and background blur are when it is on top of something, that kind of thing. And when it is like when something is behind it, that's when you see the effect. So inner blur from the name inner, so it's like the shadow inside. The first one is like casting it outside. This one is kind of casting it inside. You get. So if you have some text inside it and you want to cast a shadow such that it looks like a kind of stroke, that kind of thing. Or you have let's take it to black to use what I'm saying very well. I think it was blue initially. I think this one is blue. Let's make this four. Let's make this blue. Yes. So this is now you can see that it's on the top. Let's say you want to let them know that this color might be having the same color as the background, right? Right. Right? You can see that the color is the same, but there is something that is differentiating it. That's the inner shadow. It lets you know that okay, they might be having the same color, but this is different. So when you have some content inside this, it really now pops out that okay, this is different. That's what the inner shadow does basically. And then the same way you control the what's it called background shadow, you can also control this transparency, the position, and all. The last thing you have there is export. What is export? Export is now when you're done designing, or you just want to take out something from your design. You want to showcase something from your design, maybe an illustration, maybe a mock-up, whatever. So export is this. Now you see this 4x kind of thing. So you can this is like the size and the what's it called? Not size, um the revolution, yeah, that's the word. The revolution. So depending on what you are taking out, you can just keep it at 2x. It's also for those of us that are with coding, there is a way some objects like this box now, there is a way to display on a small screen and there's a way to display on a large screen. Let's say you have a small picture like this and you want it to cover the background of this big image. You get that same small stuff and it has to stretch you have to stretch it. Oh god, why am I not pronouncing this right? So sometimes if you want to use it on a bigger, you know, let's say you have this small box and what you want to post it on let's say Twitter, like the background stuff on Twitter. You can see Twitter is like something like this, like that background image, this kind of rectangle. Like the height is longer, you get. So that means that small picture needs to be stretched. You know what I'm saying? So you might just want to like increase this to like PV so that when it is displaying over there, it's not looking the quality is not bad. You understand? So that's basically what this is about. Um Now the format of which you want to export, you can export as PNG, JPG, SVG, and PDF. I believe we know what PDF is. SVG just allows it to display in a format of picture that can be editable. I get me. Let's say you designed you know, let's say you designed a card that has um something like this, the avatar, we have name, we have what's it called? We have something else like we have occupation, and then we have some random text. Yeah, right. We have something like this. So you want to export something like this. Now the person you're exporting it to wants to have access to be able to change the name. Let's say you just have name. You didn't put any name, right? You just told the person, let me design it for you. You put your name, job, right? And then you have this. Now, so you want the person to now add his name, his job, and whatever to it. So what you want to do is to export this as an SVG file, right? Not PNG, not JPG. PNG is like a picture with background. JPEG is like a picture without background, or I don't know, maybe I'm even that's changing. One of them just has background, one of them do not have background. Yeah, that's the major difference between PNG and JPG. But SVG is like you want the person to have access to, edit it. So now if I export this as a PNG and I send it to somebody else, and the person brings it to Figma, it appears on Figma like a picture. That is, it is not editable. That means if I still want a format like that, I have to design it myself. You get. But if you export as an SVG, then it gives the person access to edit it. You get. So the person can just easily come here write a name and write a job, you can change the text and everything. So that's the point of SVG. So the moment you put SVG, you see this revolution like removes, like it's not there anymore. It means don't worry, it's going to export the revolution exactly the way it is here. So you can see the shape, the height, and the width, nothing will change. It will be the exact same way. Do we get that? Hello. Hi guys there.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, all right. Now I think for the
We have
shapes
another student in this class.
yeah, I can
I
hear
just
the
had his voice.
all right, that's how you use this design, because majorly you'll be working with this side when you're designing. So that's how, now I've introduced you to everything that is here. The only thing I've not introduced you to is when it's inside a frame, then you see something like this constraint. So now you can just arrange the position. I think Chiki, you did this now. Chiki, I remember you talking about it. So it is fixed to that particular position. You get, you're like from the word constraints, you are fixing it to that position. So most times when you are working with responsiveness, that's when you do more of this. So you are telling it for every size, just being the constraints to this point. That's what that one does. You get. Um, then we have auto layout. Auto layout is something you know, you will learn along the line when we start making. Um, auto layout is you get to learn it. Don't worry. People perceive it as hard. It's not really that hard. And this is layout grid. Yeah, I forgot about this. Now you only see this layout grid. You see when I clicked on this circle, layout grid is not there. It is because it's not a frame, right? So to have the layout grid here, that means I have to frame this section. To have a layout grid here, I have to frame it, but because it's not frame. So how can I frame it? You can just right click. You see frame section. You see the moment I frame it, it gives it frame one, just like the way MacBook was here before. And I can change the name. You can say I have the layout grid. Yes, I have the auto layout to added to it. That's just it. Now, the what do we use the layout grid for? We can also use for alignment. Um, you can see it's giving this something like graph. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Graph. This graph thing. That graph just keeps your drawings like accurate, kind of. So you can change the size, right? You can change the color. That's you can also, yes. I don't really use layout grid, so I don't really know how. Okay, yes, you can columns and rows. Now let's see 70. Okay, let's see the columns I want to use. Yes, columns. 16. Yep, yep. So you are giving it a, so now if you have something like this just keeps you on track, right? It is telling you that whatever you are bringing here, whatever content you are bringing here, it should not be outside this white. Yes, you are splitting a margin for it. That is basically layout grid. I think Chiki will take more on layout grid because I don't really use layout grid like that. So I'm not really familiar with it. So there will be some people that would like want to get familiar with it. I think she would just pick that some other time. So that layout grid, what layout grid basically does is it helps you with alignment. There are also other ways, to use your alignment. Um, what I do is I basically know the margin I want to use before I start. Like I said, I before I start designing, I get some things ready, like the color, the fonts, everything I want to use, the margin and everything. So I know that to the right or to the left, I'm using a 100 pixels margin. So when I'm bringing a text, right, I'm just using the alt. Okay, make sure it is exactly 100, nothing less, nothing more. You get, and then I beat it that kind of thing. So using that, what's it called? Using that grid, the color kinds of, it kinds of puts me off. I just want to see the white or whatever color I'm using. I don't like seeing other colors because I will now design without color rather. And when I now remove it, it's now looking different in my eyes. I don't. That's the main reason I don't use it. NGK would. So I don't know much about it. I also know it is used for alignment. That's um the purpose of the layout grid. Now let's talk about other shapes. We've spoken in length of about this rectangle, this box here. Now, I said when you click on it once, those four things appear. Now when you click on it twice, it has something like this. Now this means you can distort the shape, kind of. You can have uh, something like this. As it is like a save icon. Let me bring it here. A kind of certificate and receive or drafts, that kind of thing. You can see I just successfully changed the initial box to this. So that's what happens when you click on the stuff twice. You can also change it back, just move that point back. You can increase this, you can do something like this and return it. Let's make a chat box. Uh let's since we are working with WhatsApp. Let's, so let's see like this, right? So you can just click on it twice, do this. Now this box is in the middle. This dots in the middle. You can also move them to where you want the effects to happen. I just successfully moved it. I can't even remember what the chart looks like. Yeah, something like this. Okay, maybe it's too high. Yes, so you can have your chart inside it. Yes. So what that one does is just help you distort it. You can also bend. You want a curve, a kind of curve. Come here, you see this bend too, right? So you can see the bending. You get how you want to bend it. Don't bother yourself now with this one. This one. As you grow, you get familiar with the pencil a lot. It will just flow. But for now, if you are bothering yourself with it or about it, you will get frustrated. You get really frustrated. So that is that about that. So you might just want to distort this shape a little bit. You get if you are working on a mobile view and then those there are some icons that will be neat and you want them to know that once they are on this page, like it gives that arrow up. You can just do something like this. If an icon is on top of it, you can just and then this is the icon. This is I've constrained this one. Okay, we have this. We are telling them when they are on this, they are on this. You understand? When they click on this one just comes down. When they click on the next one, give me a minute. So when this one is active, you are putting this behind it. That's basically how you can, distort your shape and then make it how you want to make it. You can also reduce, however you want. You're in charge, basically. You're in charge. I just change it to a triangle. Can you imagine? I just change this to a triangle. I just change the box to a triangle. So you're in charge, basically. Now let's go to other shapes. This is a line. Now when you draw a line, right? Most times your lines are not straight. So how do I want to make my line straight? It's simple. Press shift down. And once you press shift down, you see it's straighten it. Straight. Like it gives it any angle you want to be. It makes it straight in that angle. You get so shift makes your line straight. That's one. You can change the color of the stroke. Initially it comes with like a black. So when you click on it, you can see the stroke. So you can change the color to whatever you want. You can increase the width. You can also edit how the whole center inside kind of thing. You can make the line pointed. it's pointed at this side, you can make it pointed at the other side too. If you want another design or another shape, I see both of them have two different shapes at the end. So it's just this is the one for the left, this one for the right. Yes, and then the style too, you can make it dashed. You get. So these are minor simple things you get to use. Now when you double click on the ruler too, same thing. It's just like the shape and everything. That's what it does. So that's ruler. Ruler is quite simple. There is no more than this to it. So that I mean I said ruler. That's line. Sorry. Uh, all right. Now let's see another shape. We have the same arrow. Arrow is the same as line, just that one or end already has the that spike. Mm, That's the only difference. All right. Where is the spike? You can just. Why is it not playing well? Okay, that is it. It already has the spike. It already came with the spike. So that's the difference between ruler and arrow. I mean ruler and arrow. So you can also add the spike to the other end to let's increase the really yes. Yes. So the same thing when you double click on it, so all you're just doing is you can bend the middle, then reduce this, then increase this. You guys just you can play around with it. You can make a clock with this. Yeah, you can make a clock with this. Have your circle, then put the two and let this one to have the same spike this one is having. Let's change it to this. Yes. So you can have your clock. You just successfully designed a clock with this. So that's for that. What else do we have? We have the eclipse, which is circle. Now, when you draw your circle, you just like start dragging. It's not really a circle, you press shift. So the shift gives it, equal height and width, that kind of thing. So if you want a circle, you can get that. If you want an oval, well, you can distort it how you want it. Now, what's so you can have a picture on top of this, that kind of thing. So now when you click on it, the first thing is an arc. What does an arc? An arc is trying to like open it, that kind of thing. Now the moment you open it, you see three other dots. This one too is still the arc. Um it's just moving the entire thing. This one is to sweep the arc, that's to open or close. I get it. The other one is to move the entire thing. Now you see this one is now the ratio, like the middle. Now look at this. See that the circle has opened and just turned to a C. Let's open this a little more. Okay. So you just turn the circle to a C. Let's find another color so it's easily. And so we have the C now. Most times you might want to do this. You can close the app too, while that's still there, and then you have something like this. You can have another something like this inside it again. You know, yes. So this is how they created it. Yes, you can always play with what's it called with the circle. So that is that about the dot for one click of it. Now, when you click on it twice, the same thing happens. You can distort the shape, you can bend it, you can, you know, so however you want. Make it an amoeba rather. Make it an amoeba, however you want, distort the shape, make it something beautiful. And then, don't worry, as you continue, you get used to the pencil. Once you get used to the pencil, you're able to distort a shape perfectly without any qualms. Now, the last one is a triangle called polygon. Now when you click on polygon, so you have ratio and then you have counts. Now the ratio is like the same thing. That's border radius. I mean radius. Sorry, I said ratio. It's that sharpness is reducing it, and then when you bring it to the extreme, it comes to a circle. You see that? When you take it back up, it comes to a triangle. You understand? That is that. This now counts. It is you want to counts. You want to increase or decrease the number of sides it have. So this I can change this to rectangle by reducing it to sorry, by increasing it to four. Sorry, not rectangle rather. I can add more angles to it. So now you can see this shape, this hexagon. Is this X one, two, three, four, five? No, I think it's paint. I think five is paint. X, X, just continue until it turns to a circle. And then you have all of that. You can just increase the size, reduce, increase the size. I mean, yes, the angle rather. You get. You can also do it manually. You can just come here. You can see it's seven here. You can just change it to three back. And change to a triangle, right? I'll change it to five. You get the radius too. You can also come here and um distort it here. So you can see it's not sharp anymore. It doesn't have that sharp because it's on five here. Now you can also what's it called? You can also control the radius from here. Now you just want this top to change. You want the other angles to be sharp. You get just come to this radius. You see these three dots. Wait, is this it? Okay, it's not here. It will be on the other ones. Now what's corner smoothing is just making it look better. If you are working on a iOS device as an iPhone device, those mobile, you want to keep it at 50 or 60 rather. You understand? Or Windows, anyhow, you will see the difference if it's on top of the layer, that kind of thing. Let me just do this. Let me do this so you know this. Now, okay. So now look at this rectangle. You can see this three, I mean this four stuff here. So you can see it is the radius, but now it is giving you access to edit each radius. So I just want this right, this top right, and this top left to carve. I don't want any other things. So I can just easily edit them here. 30, 30. Why the rest remain sharp? I'm not sure this you can see the change very well. Let's just use a bigger number, which is 700. Yeah. Yes, can you see that? Now we have just these two things and this one sharp. Yes, so you can have a design like this. Yeah, yeah. Let me just want to take the 180. Yeah. Now you can have this, you can have this, you can have something like this. You can see this is a design. It is a very nice design depending on what you're designing. So that still can work. The last shape we have there is what do you call star. Yeah. So now draw your star. The same way you just draw the star is going to like be distorted. Or if you have your shift series, if you click on shift this will be the fullness. Right. Now on the star you have three. One is for the radius, which is the sharpness, right? The other is for the ratio, how you can see that the space between the middle and everything. Yes, this is going to change to a like polygon. One, two, three, four, five, a pentagon, right? Or if you increase this, change this to a star. And this one is the count, right? You can increase the numbers. So you see designs like this, and you're like, how did the person design it? What the person just did was increase the count. 22, we have 50. So depending on what you're doing, you have this. When you click on this twice too, now you can see for every spike, you can edit it. You can either make this longer, this, yeah, make this too longer. make this longer. I'll make this longer. Just design something. Let's change the color. Look something like this specific kind of thing. This color is affecting my. Let's just make it blue. Yeah, and then let me choose the screaming in my face. It's even creating a kind of illusion, that kind of thing. Like the eyes is dancing about. Um, so that with the stars. Now, if you want to import an image, there are several ways of doing this. You can also use this place. Come to import image. Let's click on this open. The moment you click on open, you see this plus sign. Yeah, can you see it? So it's like, where do you want me to put the image? So put it here. You get that? That's one. You can also select multiple images. Let's see. You can just press shift and select all the images you want. So we want all of that open, and all you need to do is you just to why is this thing? Um, Give it a moment. So you can see you selected 9 items. So it's like face them. So when you click, it brings it out. Go to another place. Click, it brings it out. Go to another place. Clicks. So you have your images. So that's how to bring, you know, an image into your Figma file. There are other ways to do it too. You can also use your plugin. There's this plugin called Unsplash. Or is it? There's one called Pixel 2. Let's use Unsplash. You can just, bring in pictures from Unsplash instead of, going to your file directory. You can also copy an image somewhere and just come here and press Ctrl V. Ctrl C copy, Ctrl V here to work. Let's say animals. Okay, you can just, click on this. You can see it is here. Now let's say you want it to be inside this shape. All you need to do is click on the shape and click on the picture. So it downloads the picture inside the shape. Can you see that now? Can you see this thing does not have a color anymore. It now has the the picture inside it. You can also have another picture inside it. You see? So that's that. I hope I'm able to communicate some things to you guys. Do you guys have any questions? Are you guys there?
Yes, I don't have. I don't know for that.
All right. Is there anybody that has any question? I think I'll be rounding up now. Next time, let's have our water beside us so we don't get dehydrated while we are walking. Do like this. Is there anybody that has any question? Is there any suggestion, any input, any output before we call it a day? Anyone? All right, Chiki, over to you. Chiki, are you there?
Hi, good day, everyone. How you guys doing?
I think they are tired.
You're
So,
fine.
Mary,
Tired.
somebody,
Sorry,
As
sir, I'm in
usual.
a noisy
somebody's child was on
environment.
the
That's why
call.
I've not been responding.
Someone's child was on the call. Please wait that.
I think it was Mary. Yeah, it
Mary,
was
right?
after me. Yeah.
Mary has given us another student. Please send him the account details. Let him pay his commitment. Is it a he or a she? Hi, Mary.
Hi. Hi.
Is this? Was it a child?
No, I was the one responding. Very child though. I was the one responding.
No, there was a child that. Anyway, okay. So I don't know if we talked about the box model the last time. Did we?
Sir, come again. What did you say?
Box model. Have you okay, do you know what the box model is? Have you heard of the box model?
Personally, I haven't though.
Has anybody heard of the box model? All right, so because one of the um why it came to my mind was because most of the designs some of your colleagues have been sharing has a general issue regarding that, like, and I feel understanding how the box model works would would be better. I'm going to show you very quick. Um, so okay, I'm going to share my screen just for like 5 minutes, so we're not going to take much of your time. Like, confirm when you can see my screen. This is like a very short. It's going to be a very short thing. Confirm when you can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see your screen.
All right. So when you have please, are you guys following this? This is like very important. And when you have a text, all right, let's make it 16. Sorry, make it 16. Now, this is a content, right? This is a content. Now, within every content, there is something called the padding. Now, the padding is the space between the elements, the content itself, and the border of the content. Are you following? You can see the space between this box and the content itself and the hello itself. That's what's called the padding. So you can, if you are using auto layout, can actually see it horizontal padding, vertical padding. Now that's padding. You can increase the padding like this. So if I'm to fill up this content, the padding is going to get filled, right? So if I fill that up, the padding is going to get filled. Now there's another thing called the border. So the border was what Tomisin was showing you guys. The border is the stroke, right? So you can choose to make your stroke or your border inside or outside, right? So if you make it inside, what happens is if I'm increasing it, it's going to be taking part of the padding, right? So it's going to be taking part of the padding. If I make it outside, it's going to be going outside of the padding. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you how it applies to your everyday design. Now, the last thing is there is something called the margin. Now, you can't see the margin. The margin is the space between this element and where's another element? Okay, let's say this element, this thing is placed beside this. Imagine is the space between this guy and this guy. That space you see here, that 21, that is the margin. Now, this actually affects all websites, like all websites, there's a margin and a padding. So I can show you that from here. So this, I selected this content now, and I can look at the box model. This is the box model. As you can see, the content, the padding, the border, and the margin. So I can increase the padding of this and say 70. See that padding, I can increase it. I can, if it had the border, I could have increased the border. If I can increase the margin to, I say 70. If I select the content, the padding is part of the selection, but the margin is not. But the margin is the space between that Google and this gray shape, right? So now, how does this apply to your everyday design? I used to see people create the button that looks like this. Or something like this. Now, it's very important for you to know that when designing, you should take into consideration this padding, the border, and the the border and the margin, right? So to actually design effectively, to make your design clean, your your element have to have padding. If this is a text box, right, it has to have enough space for this content to be in, like this. It has to have enough breathing space. You don't carry it to hug the side, right? You have to give it enough space. So basically, that was basically what I wanted to share. I hope you guys understood what I was saying. What I've been saying.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you have any questions so far about anything? About anything apart from money? Any question about any other thing? All right. Good to know. No question. Nope. Oh, Azamta, please go.
Okay, good day, sir. So
Azam,
my question is this: the margin you talked about, is it the same margin we set while we're setting the grid?
yes, it's that type of margin too. But in this sense now, it's the margin of each content itself. But if you are using your grid well, you might not need to worry about that because your grid will automatically take care of it. You understand? Your layout grid, right? To take care of it because it's also a margin.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. So my point is, don't just let your content be hugging the wall of another thing. Like it's and also when you are designing, I don't know if you guys have read the book I shared. I believe I shared that book here. Please go and read.
Sir, please share it again, oh. Massive.
Go and read Principle of UI Design. You will see how to space items. You will see how to. I'm going to share it again now. There's a book in it called Principle of UI Design. Go and read it. It's very important. So, right, I'm sharing to the WhatsApp. Okay, shared. So I'm going to stop recording now so we can